All right, what is up, my people? I hope you had a great weekend. I was gone for a while. I haven't really came up with any content because I had the pleasure of making Coachella this year. I had a really good time. I am very excited to make my dream experience video to give you guys my insight and my thoughts and just show you all the videos I took about Coachella and just give my full thoughts and honest opinions and rating about the festival. So stay tuned for that. When that comes out, I will link that at the very end of this video. So it should come out very soon, right after this video. I'm probably going to start working on it right away. So stay in tune for that. But yeah, for this one, I am not going to really be talking about everything in the festival. I am going to be talking about specifically this Frank Ocean incident. I may have not really said it that much, but based on the image you can see right behind me over there, I do have a Frank Ocean poster, but know that I am a diehard fan of Frank Ocean. I know some critics don't really like to mention who some of their favorites are or if they have a favorite to avoid biasy, but me personally, I really don't care about that. I mean, I'm always going to be honest about someone's project material and stuff, but Frank Ocean for the longest time has been my ride or die number one artist. I have loved no one as much as him. So I'm saying this because I want you to know that this performance was everything I've been waiting for nearly in my entire life. It was something that I was so looking forward to. This is something I dreamed about. And to be quite honest with you, it's the tipping factor of why I purchased my Coachella ticket. Of course, Coachella was always something that I was always planning to do, and along with that, the lineup itself was amazing. I really did like it, even with not even considering Frank Ocean on the lineup as a headliner. But I'm gonna be honest with you, the reason why I went is to go finally achieve my dream of seeing Frank Ocean. So initially, while I'm in the crowd, we're all waiting in the crowd. I'm sure a lot of you really know how many people, including myself, were waiting in line and waiting in front of that stage. I didn't get there when the gates opened, so I was waiting about 10 hours at the stage. I did get there at about shy of noon, so I was waiting there. And then technically because he was delayed, so I was over 10 hours. Based off just observation, it had to been like, I don't know, at least 100 people. I feel like I'm still undershooting it of how many people waited that long in front of that stage. So there was a lot of confusion. Nothing that I don't think anybody there heard about early in the day, nor towards coming to his scheduled time. But apparently Frank Ocean did tell Coachella at about early noon that he was not really happy with the original plan of the stage setup, which was some kind of ice rink. Festive Owl on Twitter is the one who actually gave the details about that in this image right here. I will have it linked down in the description so you can go read the full thing for yourself. So on there, it's pretty much saying how all the chaos, all the difficulties was due to Frank Ocean wanting a big change last minute. Now, the fan in me, the biasy in me, and all those people that I was waiting around, which were great people, we thought it was all on Coachella. I was furious. I was having an amazing, immense time all until that moment, just because I felt like, it was a very sloppy ending. And I was just like, what is this? I have never seen a finale like this ever in my entire life. Even at every other festival, even some of the small ones even, there is a way more bigger blow, way more explosive finish and finale to every festival. There's fireworks, it's just bananas. Like, you feel that energy every festival. I did not feel that at all in here, and I was immediately naive and just blamed it on Coachella. I was like, this is a travesty. This is just ridiculous. I thought you guys were the most notorious festival in America, one of the best and most acclaimed in the entire world. How could you even let this occur? This is ridiculous. But yeah, come the next day, I believe before I headed on my flight, I seen those articles come out saying that it was actually all Frank. He wanted the set design to be changed, and they were fixing that, and it took forever. It took about an hour, at least an hour delay. It might have been like an hour and maybe 15 minutes. I'm not exactly sure about the delay time. I don't exactly remember. I'm just, in that moment, I'm like focusing on preserving my physical health, because I got beat up bad early on the weekend with some back pain because of standing in line for a bunch of stuff. So that day, and a bunch of other people, they didn't feel good. They did not feel healthy. But to us, we didn't care. It was so gonna be worth it. Didn't matter about the foot pain, the back pain, starving, having to go to the bathroom. There was literally people in there, even including myself, even though I made sure that I didn't drink any alcohol that day. There's literally people saying that they were ready to piss their pants. I think someone in the crowd was serious and they said they literally pissed their pants. It was pretty hot early in the day. There was literally people towards the actual scheduled time and past that, literally passing out. And I'm not necessarily blaming all that on Frank. I'm not blaming all of that on the festival. That's, that just happens. Sometimes it's not even an individual's fault. It just because of the heat and because of all those people you're around. Oxidation levels, usually they're not the same when you have so much space, especially if you're a short person. It's definitely not comfortable. Usually a lot of shorter people, they have a much more rough time with that kind of stuff. But after all of that struggle to achieve what we got, which by the way, I really liked a lot of the things that were going on with that set. The songs that Frank did sing, did reimagine, I freaking loved. He sound amazing. Hearing White Ferrari, I know a lot of people were upset about that reimagination, reinterpretation. How do you not expect that from Frank? Like, why would you not want that? Why would you want just like the push play, banger for banger kind of thing performance? That's just not how really Frank does. So I'm kind of shook about how people were so shocked about, the way it kind of went about with his performance because of how it was so discreet. You barely even seen him and stuff. I was like, well, that's kind of the image of Frank Ocean. He's like invisible most of the time. We barely ever hear from him or see him. That's just kind of the persona that Frank embodies, and I think that's what makes his music and himself so special. But I felt like I could speak for almost everybody in the front. We weren't really upset with the way that things were going about design-wise in there. However, it was so half-assed. Like, you cannot deny how half-assed it was. First of all, it's very upsetting to hear that Frank Ocean was the root of the cause for all this chaos. Not to mention he was late. But on top of that, when you have some songs literally playing and you're not even singing them, that's the thing that in the moment it didn't bother me, because again, with the people I'm surrounded by, they are true Frank Ocean fans. I am literally talking to so many of them in a pile. They've traveled all across the country, across the world to come see this show, and I'm hearing about their favorite parts in his discog, their favorite parts about Frank, and just in general about music, and it's beautiful. It's truly an honor to have spoken and just be surrounded by those kind of people, because I think that really saved a lot for me personally. Singing along with them was just magnificent. But making it worse that you're late, when you have songs that you're not even singing over, you're kind of just vibing to, it's kind of just a respect thing, man. Like, you don't owe us anything, and we love you to death. We love Frank to death. We are ride or die, and we're not gonna go about guns blazing at Frank, but I think we all deserve some answers, some feedback from Frank to what happened, what was going through his mind throughout this day. There's no way. It's just kind of hard for me to even process that this man literally thought about this change within a day. It could happen, I mean, I hear a lot of people, and I'm sure it's happened to me, something I can really recollect, but like, you have a set plan for something specifically, and then all of a sudden you kind of change your mind about it. It happens. We could have got 2 hours and 20 minutes of Frank Ocean. We got about an hour and a half. But if we're talking the songs that were actually performed and the parts I really did like with the DJ thing and like the security guard twerking, that was a lot of fun. I like the idea. I thought it was very creative what he was trying to go about. I wasn't upset with that. I know some people think that was kind of ridiculous. I just don't see it like that. I really had a fun time with that, and especially when the DJ is remixing all these songs that he's like featured on and stuff. That's fine. Like, we're still getting a taste of all that stuff, but in a very creative way. And I think it was just a blast. It was fun. It was bouncy. And especially with a guy like Frank, like, usually you don't get a lot of songs like that from him. He's usually crying music, and a lot of us were crying that night. But I have to speak up for not only myself, but for the people in that front row, in that crowd, that was so fully anxious towards the close-up of the set, because one, it was realized it was getting delayed. Two, while they were setting up, we thought they were going to build a full wall covering the entire stage of those screens, and we were hearing rumors that he was going to perform somewhere in the center, which would have destroyed us, because we tried so hard to maintain our spot. Even when there was moments getting closer to the set, when we're so airtight that we can't even really sit down, we still try to sit down because we're in pain. It sucked. This was a brand new festival for me to even check out, something that I was so desired to even witness and experience. I would have definitely loved to roam around like I did on the other first 2 days to numerous stages and maybe check out a couple more things that I didn't get to see, possibly. But I didn't do that. I was willing to go all in to see this man as close as I could because it was worth it. So many of those other people felt the same way. And I think because of that, I would really just want Frank to understand that this isn't right, man. You should think about us. Like, we really did care. I just felt like he would care too. I really felt like that performance would have been special to him for a part that it was special to us because we haven't seen him for so long. It was 7 years since he's last performed, and that's a long time, and that's a lot of patience. And I think we earned that. And on top of that, people were also upset about the live stream. That's another thing where I'm actually kind of have the unpopular opinion about. I don't necessarily see the problem with that because it adds more to the persona that Frank likes to entail, like how he likes to, is very discreet, he's very hidden, he's very mysterious. That kind of adds to it because at that point, you only know about it with your own eyes and with the shitty camera quality from people that post it on social media. I think that's fine. Sure, it sucks. It sucks for the people at home that can't see the stream. I understand. That's shitty. But I think the people who really made the effort to go all the way over there, they're the ones who really earned it. I know you don't like hearing that, but they're the ones that really earned it. I know it's a lot of money to go, and some people just don't have the time, don't have the money. It's understandable. And I would still like you to see the performance too, but at the same time, I understand why he's doing that. It makes sense. I really just don't know what to think of all this. Like, it's hard to think that Frank doesn't care about us, but it just looks like that. The evidence just looks very, very bad. I really don't know how Coachella is really going to take this too. They're not an average festival. They are, I feel like their ego is huge, okay? I really do. So a blow like this to a big organization like that, I really don't think they're going to take it that well. I really do not think so. A finale like that ending so poorly, so soggy, I think they are very upset about that. I wouldn't be surprised if they replace him. I really just wouldn't be surprised, which would be a tragedy. It really would be, but I don't know. It's really hard to. It really just is hard to know what to think about. I am very, very heartbroken. Without a doubt, I'm so grateful of what I got. I still had great moments from him when he was singing, which was so upsetting because when he was singing, it was breathtaking. It was memorizing. It was so gorgeous. It was unfathomable how amazing his voice still sounds live. It was insane. We were, so many people in that crowd were in tears, as was I. It was just a beautiful moment. And I just wish that at least he sung every single song that he played and maybe ended off with Thinking About You, or just something that felt like it tied everything in. Something that made it feel like it was finished, and then boom, fireworks, and that's it. And on top of that, he didn't want to pay the curfew fine, which is like, okay, I don't really know what it is. I'm not going to put that on you. I get it, but I don't know, man. It really just felt like that night he didn't really care about us. I don't want to believe that. I really do not want to believe that, but I really do think the people deserve an explanation. He doesn't owe us anything, but because of what everyone else that day and the next weekend, if they're trying to see Frank Ocean, what they're willing to do to sacrifice, I think you should have the heart to tell them why you did that, what you truly feel. Are you okay? Obviously, you've been going through a lot, so we want to understand you. We want to figure out what's wrong. We don't want to just bury you and cancel you or something ridiculous, something like that. No, we care about you. We want to know what's going on. We want to know what was going through your head. Did you truly want us to see an absolutely remarkable, extravagant vision that just came to you out of nowhere? Tell us. I think we earned that. So guys, that's my thoughts about Frank Ocean and all the stuff that occurred that Sunday night. But as I said, the weekend was still amazing. One to remember, one for the books. Again, wait for that video for the Dream Experience about my Coachella experience because it's going to be a big one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Until then, I will catch you in the next one. Deuces.